We have some labor news that's very exciting. Recently on the show, I think a couple episodes ago, I mentioned that there's going to be a rematch in the fight to unionize Amazon, specifically the Bessemer, Alabama warehouse. The NLRB has ruled that Amazon cheated, which we all kind of knew, and there's been some great reporting around this, but it is official now. Starting in February, there will be new voting for the union effort. Votes will be counted on the 28th of March. So there's a nice long voting period. I think you can vote the entire month of December. So 4 weeks of voting. I believe there is going to be a lot of coverage about this again. This is a huge deal for the labor movement, especially if they can make it happen here. And the reason for that is because as soon as you unionize one location at one of these corporations, you start to have other locations that believe that they can form a union, that they can fight for a union, that they can win a union. And actually, we know that this is true because of the Starbucks. A Starbucks in Buffalo just unionized. I believe we talked about that fairly recently. If we didn't, that's okay. But there are union drives going on in Starbucks locations, 2 Starbucks locations in Buffalo, New York. Genesee Street is the second one, and I'm forgetting the exact location of the first one. But either way, now that those 2 have successfully become unionized, a bunch more Starbucks locations have actually started to apply to the NLRB for union recognition. So, these companies are trying really, really hard to make sure that you don't get the first one. Because once the first domino falls, it becomes very easy to see that, it's possible, we can do it. And more people are going to be excited to do that, especially with companies like Starbucks and Amazon who treat their employees like shit anyway. It just becomes that much more of an incentive to say, hey, we should get a union. And it's very exciting stuff. And not only is Starbucks slowly becoming unionized, but there is union action at the first ever union Starbucks. So they all walked off the job. One of the employees tested positive for coronavirus and didn't want to infect the rest of their colleagues. A couple other colleagues fell ill. There weren't enough people to man the shop safely. But Starbucks told them, hey, you have to keep working as long as we have the minimum number of people, we can keep working. And they said, no, we'll not do that. And they walked off. And they had the power to do that because they were unionized. They organized a strike. They called on the strike. And they're not going back to work until they feel that they are safe. And this includes getting PPE, making sure shifts are adequately supervised, making sure that people don't have to work when they're sick. I mean, this is really exciting. And it shows you how powerful it is to just get the union in the first place. I mean, if you think about it, the amount of time that they had between actually becoming a union and striking, I think was like 2 weeks, maybe even less than that. So you can actually, once you have a union, you can exercise the power of that union right away, which is really, really exciting. So there's some great positive union news there. The strike, the Kroger strike has just started. Lots of employees of Kroger grocery stores have walked off the job because they are not being treated well and they are not being given safety equipment. One of the things they were also asking for was, I believe it was a resumption of hazard pay. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the demands. But you see that in this situation where work is so precarious, where jobs are, when workers have the upper hand, for the first time in a long time, we really have workers saying, hey, I don't feel safe at my job, or I don't feel comfortable at my job, and I want protection. A union is going to help you do that. And by the way, this is especially important. I know we talked about the tornadoes a couple of weeks ago, and what happened when corporations were telling their employees, you have to stay at work, and then a tornado came and destroyed their building and killed them. I mean, look, if you had a union, right, you wouldn't have to stay if you felt dangerous. If you felt that your working condition was dangerous, the union would fight for your ability. And hopefully, that would have allowed people to leave and not to die. But, the pandemic, as I've mentioned in previous shows, just really took all the issues that we had and just blew them up, right? It just showed for the world these issues. And labor issues are one of the areas where there has been a huge amount of awareness raised, not only about that people are being treated terribly, but also that there's something you can do about it. You can join a union, and the spate of union activity in the past couple of months has really been very exciting for the left in general. And so while there aren't a ton of victories, say in the political level, on the national political level, we're starting to see all these victories in labor union and labor organizing. So I'm very excited to watch the rematch of the Bessemer unionization effort. I really hope that you spend time and you help them in any way you can. There's great reporting being done by More Perfect Union. Feel free to go to their YouTube channel and look to see what reporting they're doing. There's also a bunch of other organizations who are reporting on the new Bessemer union fight. I believe there's also media that you can follow for the actual union fight in Bessemer, Alabama. We really want this to go through because we want to knock down that first, tallest, heaviest domino that allows for unionization to become more rampant at places like Amazon and Starbucks and what have you. So lots of good news on the labor front. I'm really excited about this. And hopefully in a couple months, we can celebrate a big old union victory at Amazon. So hopefully we'll do that then.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, throw a like on it, share with your friends, and subscribe for more of our content. You can also find all of our videos and clips on youtube.com. Just search Let Them Eat Bread and you'll find all of our content. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye for now.